dimming your light for others. And finally, the truth, you are the sun. You know, there are many suns in a universe, and there is room enough for all of them to shine. And I think in this particular corner of the galaxy, we've been taught that, like, it's not us, and we're better off, dimming our light so that we can like fit in with others. And that kind of illusion made you forget who you are, babe. You're the sun. You're the source. Yeah. That message came to me today as a full moon in Scorpio, and it's actually about kind of like things being brought to the light, hidden things having the light of truth shone upon them, and kind of transformation and power transformation, including within. So like you realizing that you are the source, you are the sun plus, I guess the divine makes the sun shine. The sun doesn't depend on all these other people. It's just doing its thing. Okay, so I pulled some cards, and the first card I pulled was the sun. Oh my gosh. Okay, you know the song that came to me right before this too? Turn up the lights in here, baby. Extra bright, I want y'all to see this. Turn up the lights in here, baby. You know what I need, want you to see everything. Want you to see all of the lights. All of the lights, all of the lights. So, Spirit, God, the divine, like you've been feeling it. If you're here with me, if you're listening so far, you know it. We're being called to like turn up the lights in here. We want to see everything, okay? Everything that's been going on in the shadow. Because that's a thing, right? When the sun is out, the shadow is illuminated, okay? And so the sun card, though, is pure positivity, all right? Ultimate happiness, joy, success, vitality, warmth. And this might be you. You are someone who is kind of like sunshine. People think you're radiant, you're warm, you're positive, optimistic, and maybe really confident. Like shit revolves around you. I think, isn't it like, yeah, all the planets, they revolve around the sun because the sun is just so freaking magnetic, so powerful. The sun isn't really worried about these other planets. All it does is shine. The sun isn't like, oh man, let me explain to you why I only, go out between these hours, and I promise I'm going to keep doing it. Like, the sun is blessing us with its rays. The sun is blessing us with its warmth and brilliance. And that's you. You're the source. You've been out here thinking, like maybe if you shine in your fullness, it's going to blind people. It's going to like annoy them. They're like, oh, turn down the lights. Oh, like, no. You're here to shine, and they're here to put on some sunglasses. Okay. People move all around the world, vacation, do all this stuff just to get a little bit of sun. All right. I thought of also like, what happens when you don't get enough sun? You get a vitamin D deficiency, and that causes fatigue. It causes depression, causes bodily pain. It causes kind of like a mental fog. When you've been inside for too long and you're just like, and then you like go out into the sun and it's like, oh my God, I thought I was depressed, but actually I just needed like a little bit of vitamin D. That's how powerful you are. And you've been dimming that so that other people can feel comfortable, but they actually benefit from siphoning the energy of the sun. And you are out here, being siphoned, not shining in your full capacity, not receiving your full shine. Um, and that is leading to exhaustion and burnout. Okay. You can't just keep, burning for people who don't appreciate it. All right. You're going to, I don't know, it's just not going to feel good, right? And so this is Four of Swords in reverse. And I feel like you're actually like coming out of a period of darkness and maybe like a dark night of the soul. You've had some time in solitude, but it's been really good. Within that solitude, you figured out like, oh wait, I'm the draw. I'm the source. People are coming to receive my warmth. Like my light makes other people look good. When I take my light away, the shadow comes out and people look a little uglier and things are a lot colder and it's scarier. But when you're here, everything's okay. And the sun card is about like, it's the most positive, optimistic card in the deck. And it's like showing you like shining in your fullness is safe. You're supported in that. And that is actually like, that's the right path. That is going to yield you positive results. And I feel like you've been putting yourself in spaces that make you feel a little maybe cynical, maybe like depressed, like maybe you feel a little cringe being as optimistic as you are. But listen, babe, the sun doesn't apologize for shining, and neither will you. Okay, this is a full moon. We're done with that now. Um, and so if you keep dimming your light, it's going to cause you to burn out. You are going to be exhausted and you're going to need to take a break. And I think a lot of you guys have been doing this. I've been doing it, like just pulling your energy back and kind of pouring back into yourself, recovering from the many, many years, decades of dimming yourself for other people. Um, and now I feel like you've like poured into yourself. You've like, oh, you finally like, gotten under a sad lamp, and you're finally feeling your vitality again. And that's because your light isn't being siphoned. You're just allowing yourself to shine as you are. And I feel like maybe now you're getting a little bit restless and you're like, ooh, okay, like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to shine. So you might be like, uh, going out, re-entering the world, not all at once, but like, in a way that feels safe and comfortable and encouraging for your energy. And yeah, keep doing that, okay? Um, and maybe you've been avoiding slowing down and having this period of solitude and rest because you know that that is going to leave you room for grief and feeling the emotional pain that you might have been, ignoring and like pushing to the side and uh, like suppressing and not letting it be seen. Um, yeah, and I think you also know that like where you're going when you shine in your fullness, um, that might cause you some loss of the old life, of how people used to interact with you, of who used to interact with you. Um, and that's going to cause you some heartache, but I love therapy. Get you a therapist who has, is trained in like decolonized therapy and stuff. And yeah, work through your trauma. You're safe now and supported that you can shine your light on the shadow, on the trauma, the stuff we're taught to ignore. Now you have I was getting like what is that? The sun will come out tomorrow. The sun is coming out, this like hard, dense time is lighter now. And so you're going to be able to give yourself the time to heal this heartache. Feel and heal, okay? And integrate. All right? I put this up, right? It was the Three of Swords. That's about like emotional pain and loss and heartbreak and grief. And so you want to give yourself time to recover from that, to, you know, shine the light on yourself, right? Yeah, give yourself that warmth and vitality, okay? Um, so the next card that I had is the, oh, I was like, why are they like that? Okay. Page of Swords. A lot of swords in this reading, okay? Like really interesting. We got the Four of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Page of Swords, all right, in reverse. And I feel like in these spaces where you felt like you had to dim your light, you were maybe around in a workplace or in relationships where it was like maybe a lot of talk and no action. You were maybe around a lot of cynical people. Like I feel like it's kind of like it was like cool for a while to be like, kind of like insulting to people and sarcastic and just kind of like gossipy about stuff, but never like doing it. And that kind of energy drains you. It might be, popular, familiar, but like you're such like a pure, radiant light, that like when people are too cynical, when they're like, oh yeah, okay. And I looked up what cynical meant, and it means like, you kind of have this distrust for humans' sincerity and generosity. You assume that everyone is operating in their own self-interest. So when someone like that is interacting with you, a pure, radiant, innocent sweetheart, and like kind of making you feel like you're just like everybody else and everyone's in it for themselves and you can't trust them. It's hard. You might find yourself trying to like prove yourself to this person who is just not supposed to get it. They're just not supposed to feel your shine. They don't appreciate it. We're actually kind of taught like we have this like beautiful outside world with the amazing sun. Um, and most of us, are inside most of the day, like in front of a screen of some sort, and, don't really get to access the sun. All right. So we like are taught not to kind of appreciate it, taught to not see the sunny side of things. And, um, that like, when you don't have the sun, like you start to kind of like, be a little like, scatterbrained. And so, yeah, if you're in a space where you're starting to feel like you try to communicate, but you can't really, it's always like the person never gets it. They're always cynical. Um, you feel kind of scatterbrained. You're in the wrong place, okay? And so I also pulled Eight of Cups, which is actually about moving on. It's like, you got all these cups and, you know, society kind of wants you to be happy with what you've already got and achieved, which, you are happy for, but something about it is just unfulfilling. And I feel like it is, maybe just something about the energy is like all talk and no action. It's like a bunch of people who are just like not about it, they're gossipy, they cast doubt kind of on what you're trying to do. When you're out here being optimistic, they're like, well, okay, that's never going to work. Like, ugh, you got to walk away from places like that. Okay. And I know it's kind of scary to like leave, like you've got 8 cups, that's a lot of cups. It's almost 9 cups. And you know that there's more. You trust in the unknown. Okay. You understand that like, you've got 8 cups, you can definitely get more cups. So you don't have to just like cling to these other cups if they are unfulfilling you. And now like you're going, and I think this was like part of what you've been doing. You like left wherever you came from, and you're searching for the truth of who you are, of what is going on, of what your purpose is. And the people, who you're leaving, they might feel abandoned, they might feel this grief and loss and heartache, but It's no tea, no shade. It's just like some people's energy, you're out here trying to keep your energy high and pure, and some people are cynical and all talk and no action. They understand, like, oh yeah, things are bad, but no, there's nothing that we can do really. They have this idea that like they can intellectualize that something should be done, but they can't ever be the ones to do it. And that's not you. You're someone who's like, listen, I got 8 cups. I can find 9 cups somewhere else. If I can find 9 cups, I can find 10 cups. So, you don't have to stay. You can walk off, and, you don't have to take a whole bunch of things with you. Just your dramatic cloak and your wisdom, and you'll walk off into the unknown. And we started this reading with the sun, which is the most optimistic card, and it's about positive outcomes and success. So I feel like, we're in this like transition, this death of this old way of being, which was really like cynical and kind of pessimistic and fatalistic and just false, a lot of like oh, what's that other song that keeps coming to me? I'm afraid the masquerade is over, over, and so is love. Anyway, everything is being unveiled. The masquerade is over, babe. We're not wearing our masks anymore. We're not pretending to be someone else in order to fit in or get some benefit. We're no longer choosing, security over freedom. We're out there searching for truth. We're going out on the path less traveled. It's wild because I've been talking about this for, the past couple readings at least. And yeah, this is the energy. You realize like you're the sun. Wait, you don't have to stay here. Like, I'm getting out of here. Like, I'm taking my sunshine and I'm going somewhere else. And you're going to find that like once you do the, kind of difficult, just because it's kind of unfamiliar thing of breaking free, going off into the sunset of you, you are going to like have so much momentum. This is the King of Swords. I mean, no, Knight of Swords. So many swords, right? And so like once you move on, let go, leave this place where you had to dim yourself in order to fit in, um, you are going to be moving fast. You are success driven. You might be a projector like myself. Love that for you. You might be a generator, or you're just someone who like everything always works out for you. You've always been successful. You're, like this says success driven. I think you're just like very assertive and decisive. You're a quick thinker, very ambitious, focused. I think you might want to like make sure you don't get too caught up in you're so quick and you're so good at like, all right, I'm doing it. That you might be a little impatient. And don't get impatient with yourself. You might be like, oh, I'm supposed to be like this far along, or I should be like this. No, you're perfect. You're great. Don't be impatient. It's about the journey. All right. You're learning things on the journey. So don't feel like, oh, I haven't gotten there by this time. It's not going to work. I got to go back. No, babe. You are safe in the unknown. And I think that's part of you also with this card, you have to be wary of perfectionism, right? You can do everything. And so sometimes you can have like really high standards for yourself and be a little hard on yourself. And that's not what the energy of the sun is about. That's not what this new identity that you're in. You're much more gentle with yourself, and you know that you're going to get it done. So you don't have to like whip yourself, like you're just like, hey, I want to do this thing. I'm excited about it. Let's do it. And you do. Very powerful. And yeah, so you're going to find when you walk away from the thing that is just not fulfilling you, not aligned, you're gonna have so much momentum and you're just gonna like shoot forward. Like this is one of the fastest moving cards in the deck. You see her, she's like, the horse is like galloping or whatever. Like her cloak is billowing. She's going really fast. And she's not carrying anything, you know? She's not holding on to all of this baggage. She's not holding on to the things that she left behind so she can go fast. Okay? So the last card I pulled was the devil. Ooh. Um and yeah, like I think when you have this like, pure, radiant, powerful energy, people are going to try to like attach themselves to you. They might get a little obsessed with your energy. I think you're someone who like you're just so like kind of focused and assertive. You're like good at getting shit done that like you're actually really good at, tackling addictions within yourself, breaking toxic patterns, getting away from toxic energies. You don't let them hold you down, like the devil has no power over the sun. Like they're in different realms. Like the sun is doing its thing, probably completely unaware of the devil. And like I think you're really good at, so the devil like talks about the shadow self, which I feel like that, is illuminated by the sun. Okay. And, so it's about like materialism, sexual lust, greed, envy, toxic energies, addictions, oppression, attachments. Okay. So if you're finding yourself in oppressive environments where you feel like you can't shine fully, you can't be in your power, you can't, you feel fatigued, you feel, just kind of scatterbrained, you don't feel clear, you got to get up out of there, babe. You got to get up out of there. You got to move it on. That's telling you got to leave. Um, yeah. And like, you're the sun, I think there's some fear that if you like, oh, go off on your own, that you're going to like fly too close to the sun. But like, babe, you are the sun. People have to be afraid of flying too close to you. People have to put on sunglasses to perceive you. People start getting depressed and tired and mental fog when you're gone. Your energy provides this light and this warmth and this energy for other people. And you're just taking control of that now. These other energies are no longer controlling you and holding you down. You're the freaking sun, babe. I love that. Hmm. I think I delivered the message. I love it. So, if you aren't already, take some time in solitude to call back your power, recover, do some shadow integration, get to know your fears and your traumas, shine your light on these things that we're taught to keep hidden, and, grieve the relationships that you're going to have to leave behind on your journey. These relationships that just like put you in this energy of, you're feeling cynical and pessimistic and, exhausted. That is the, sign that you are not in alignment and you got to get up out of there, babe. You got to move, you got to leave. Okay. Um, and you can trust that moving on, letting go, leaving this unfulfilling situation is the correct thing to do. And don't look back. The devil wants you to like look back and be like, oh, but remember all the good times we had. You always have those memories with you. You still are here to go forth and you're going to be successful. So, remain optimistic. This is a very positive reading. Everything is happening perfectly. What has been hidden is being revealed. You shining your light in full is what we need. I was singing that uh, all of the lights. Turn up the lights in here, baby. extra bright. I want y'all to see this. Turn up the lights in here, baby. You know what I need. Want you to see everything. Want you to see all of the lights. We need you all to turn up your lights. Shine it bright. We need to see everything that's going on, and we need to see how many lights there are, how many suns there are, actually. It's not all on you. There's support. Other people can shine while you rest. You don't have to be constantly shining. We work on your schedule. We are just happy that you come out and bless us with your beautiful light every day or whenever you want to give it to us. We hope it's every day, but we'll take what we can get. That's the message, babe. So let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Happy full moon. Shine your light bright. And I'll talk to you, Earth Angels, so soon, okay? Love you. Bye, babes.